Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are today. I want to thank you all for showing up to my event where I'm going to be talking about the positive correlation between physical fitness and mental health. So, first, before I even get started, you know, one of the main reasons why I decided to hold an event like this is because there are a lot of things going on in this in the world today. As we all know, COVID-19 is affecting us greatly. It's affecting the way we do things, and while there are tons of financial implications that a lot of people are talking about very heavily, the one thing that I feel like is goes unnoticed, and it's been going unnoticed for quite some time, is the mental health aspect of everything. When you have different scenarios and different things that are happening in the world, where not only are we affected mentally or affected financially, but we're definitely affected mentally. And you know, I think for myself, as someone who is prior military and went through a lot during my career, it's very, very important and to keep a pulse on our mental health. I know, again, a lot of times we focus on the things that can be seen when you're talking about physical fitness or monetary things, but there's not enough that can be said about our mental health and how that affects the other parts of our life. So I know for me, physical fitness has been something that's truly helped me to stay sane and as a young individual who joined the military, who got married early, I had kids early. I was definitely faced with challenges, and those challenges uh, definitely shaped me to be who I am today. But I know that physical fitness and my ability to continue to train and train very often, I think that helped correlate and translate to good mental health and my mindset when dealing with certain situations that came my way while in service. So we're going to go ahead and move on and get started. So when we're looking at this event, the description of the event, this event will cover the positive correlation between physical fitness slash physical activity and how it increases or improves our mental health. So just in this picture, you can kind of see um, an individual running their dog and or running with their dog, and there's several different things that you see here when you're talking about natural mood boosts, improved confidence, and this individual is outside, so there's social activity and positive distractions. And this is just the start of it. But yes, in this event, we'll definitely be going over the correlation and helping us to better understand that correlation and what we can do to make things work for us. So, what are the objectives? So, we're going to talk about physical fitness and how often an individual should do it. There's several different studies out there that will tell you how often you should be working out, what you should be doing, and you could easily find something that will work for you. But I'm going to talk about kind of the basis of how often you should work out if you do get the opportunity, um, and just some certain things that you can do when working out. I'm going to explain mental health, just kind of give you a brief explanation or definition of mental health. We're going to touch on the biological mechanisms, go a little bit further in depth on mental health. We'll talk about the additional benefits to physical fitness. I'll put a little sample routine or just a sample of certain days that you can structure your routine around to get this type of fitness in, and then we'll wrap it up and do a conclusion. So, what is physical fitness? So, physical fitness refers to the ability of your body systems to work together efficiently to allow you to be healthy and perform activities of daily living. So, I know a lot of times people might think that physical fitness is someone who's in the gym 6 or 7 days a week, lifting a bunch of weights, or you'd also look at people who are doing CrossFit, right? Because CrossFit is very, very in right now. A lot of people are into it. It's the thing to do. So I think there's a common misconception out there of what exactly physical fitness is, or they might just be complicating what it actually is. So when I look at physical fitness, it's really just your ability to perform activities on daily living and to perform them efficiently. So when you're talking about playing outside with your kids or being able to ride bikes with your kids around the neighborhood, um, lift certain objects around the house, these are things that you're able to do it efficiently if you're in good physical shape. And so when you're looking at physical fitness, this is definitely more of a very basic and fundamental definition of what physical fitness is and just how physical fitness can be incorporated into your day. So now we're going to look at how often you should be exercising. So in most of the research and studies that I've seen, they definitely hit on the 150 minutes per week when it comes to working out. So when you break that down into 30-minute workouts, that could be 5 days a week. Um, you could also do 3 days a week where you're working out for 50 minutes. It really just depends on your schedule and your routine as far as what you like to do and what your schedule permits. I wouldn't recommend trying to squeeze in, one workout of 150 minutes or two workouts where you break it down between 75-minute workouts. I mean, personally, and this is just speaking from experience, I think that breaking it up into, 3 or 4 days, you could do if you can't do five, 3 or 4 days where you do 40-minute workouts, 45-minute workouts. If you're able to do that, I think that you're definitely on the right track and headed in the right direction when it comes to working out. So, again, this just kind of gives you an idea of what physical fitness actually is and then how often you should be doing it. So, again, as I talked about in the beginning, physical fitness, it doesn't have to be someone who's in the gym all the time or someone doing CrossFit. Just getting outside and is definitely something that you can do. Um, whether that be walking the dog, running around the neighborhood, just even walking with your kids to get the mail, just certain things that gets you outside. So what I'm going to do is kind of tell you guys about some places here in San Antonio where you can get a good workout in, some outdoor places where you might be able to meet some people and network and things like that. So this next slide is going to be talking about where you can go around San Antonio to get this type of workout in. So where can you work out outdoors in San Antonio? Again, you do a quick Google search, you're going to find several different places where you can work out. So I just picked five um, random places where you can get a good workout in. So Apache Creek Linear Park, that's one of them. You have Arnold Park, Brackenridge Park, Comanche Lookout Park, and Phil Hardberger Park. Again, this is a quick Google search. You can figure out exactly where a location that's close to you, but these places had all the places or all the things that's necessary for you to get an outdoor workout, whether that be a walking trail for you or whether that be a place where you can lift, and not lift weights, but like you can do calisthenics type of workout. So this is definitely a place for you to check out if you're looking for an area in San Antonio. Me personally, I stick to the gym or I ride bikes around the neighborhood, but not everyone has a neighborhood that's safe to ride in or run in. So if you are looking for a place to go, this is definitely um, some areas you should check out. So now that I've talked about physical fitness, I want to go in and talk about what mental health is, right? So we're talking about mental health, and it includes emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, act. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. So the one thing when looking at mental health is, and again, this is tying back to my military experience, is I think oftentimes, because it's not a physical health um, related or something that we could see, that a lot of times people feel like it's not important. So I know when I was transitioning out of the military, we had a really big push on mental health, right? Mental health awareness, kind of trying to take away that stigma that's associated with mental health, and seeing a mental health specialist is frowned upon. So I think there's been a shift, and there was a shift while I was in the service, to really putting mental health at the forefront. Just because, and the reality is, just because you can't see it, like a broken leg or something like that, just because you can't physically see that it's a problem, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And in fact, some would actually say that it's worse, or it can be worse, because someone is bottling up all these emotions, and it's not seen by anyone else. So people may not actually get the treatment that's needed, or they may not have the support that's needed, based on the fact that they're unable to um, see the mental health issue and what's going on. So now that I've talked about what mental health is, I want to kind of break down some of the things that happen when you're working out, and on a more biological um, level. So some of the biological mechanisms that happen or occur when you're working out. You get your endorphins released, dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin. Right, these are the four things that occur during working out or after a workout, and these all of these things are good for you mentally. So first, we're going to take a look at your endorphins. So when looking at endorphins, it consists of a large group of peptides. They are produced by the central nervous system and the pituitary gland. Since endorphins act on the opioid receptors in our brains, they are responsible for reducing pain, boosting pleasure, and it results in positive well-being for an individual. So essentially, when you're looking at the endorphins, it's important because it reduces pain and it enhances pleasure. So when you think about some of the things that we like to do out there that will increase our pleasure, we're talking about uh, maybe people who skydive, right, or do something that kind of gets you going. Those good endorphins, while it might be scary, the good endorphins get going, and it definitely boosts its pleasure and gives you more of like a feel good sense when it comes to what's going on in your life. So endorphins, good endorphins are released, and essentially when you're working out, you're going to feel better. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to talk about after the endorphins, we're going to talk about dopamine, right? So dopamine is known as the feel-good neurotransmitter, a brain chemical that varies information between neurons. The brain releases it when we eat food that we crave or while we have sex, contributing to feelings of pleasure and satisfaction as part of the reward system. So when you look at dopamine and how it makes it's that feeling we get of pleasure and that satisfaction and how we feel during those things that give us pleasure, this is being released when we work out. So you just think about every single time you're able to get up, get a run in, go outdoors, walk around. Just a little bit of dopamine is being released, and that's allowing you to be able to essentially feel good. So when you're looking at ways that you can feel better about a situation that doesn't require anyone else, so to speak, working out is definitely at the top of that list. So another thing that's being released is norepinephrine, and this increases the heart rate and blood pumping from the heart. It also increases blood pressure and helps break down fat, increase blood sugar levels to provide more energy to the body. So when you're looking at this, and the way that I always look at it is, when you're looking at your body and how you feel when you have energy, you normally are feeling good, everything's going well, and essentially you have more energy, you're going to feel better mentally as well. So if you don't have the norepinephrine being released while you do work out, then you're going to have a decrease in energy. And if you have a decrease in energy, you're more likely to have a decrease in your mood and how you're feeling about things. So this one's a little bit tricky when it comes to how it benefits you, because one might look at it and go, well, when you're working out, you're actually zapping your energy. So how is that helping? But the reality is, this is actually giving you more energy while you're working out. Yes, you might feel more fatigued later in the day from putting your body through the stress, but the reality is you're definitely giving yourself more energy, which is helping a lot. And last but not least, we're going to talk about serotonin. And this is a chemical messenger called a neurotransmitter that acts on blood vessels and pain control pathways in the brain. Some medications which affect serotonin levels are used to prevent headaches. Serotonin is also responsible for controlling mood, attention, sleep, and pain. So when you look at those last four things that's mentioned in this slide, it controls your mood, attention, sleep, and pain. So if we think about how important serotonin is and how we're able to release this or get this while working out, one is led to believe that if you're getting this through working out, you're going to have an increase in your mood, you're going to be more attentive to what's going on, you're going to have more control over your sleep, and then you're going to have more control over your pain and the pain inside of your body. So when you're looking at serotonin and what it does for you, it's definitely giving you all good things. And in reality, when you sum all of these things up and what's happening when you work out, it's nothing but positive things that can come out of it when it comes to the physical and mental benefits when it comes to working out. So just a quick comparison between and some of the studies that I've seen, there is a comparison on dopamine and serotonin and how they differ. So when I'm looking at serotonin, it regulates the mood and muscle movement and plays a vital role in the brain's pleasure and reward systems. However, unlike dopamine, the body stores the majority of serotonin in the gut instead of in the brain. So serotonin helps regulate the mood, body temperature, and appetite. So along with the stuff that I mentioned when we're talking about attention and sleep and pain, look at being that it's in the gut, it also regulates your body temperature and your appetite. So again, that's why, and I know for me, speaking from experience, that's why when I work out, I definitely notice a difference in my appetite. As far as maybe I won't eat as much, or sometimes I'll eat more, just depending on how hard I train. But serotonin is responsible for that part of it when we're talking about our appetite. So now that I've talked about the biological mechanisms, the mental health, the physical activity, and what that encompasses, I'm going to talk about some additional benefits, just more on a broad level. So again, we've talked improved mood, increased energy, the stamina is improved, improved sleep, and then just looking at what it does for you health-wise, it reduces the risk of a heart attack or other health issues, and it helps you to manage your weight. So when I look at the benefits of working out, it's all about finding a delicate balance, right? So yes, it can improve your sleep, but you have to make sure that you're able to create a schedule and a routine where you can improve your sleep and actually get the proper amount of rest, or else you're kind of hurting yourself. Because the reality is, if you're only getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep because you're getting up to work out, are you really improving your sleep? Not necessarily, because you're not getting enough of it. So there's got to be a delicate balance as far as, yes, working out will improve your sleep once you get to sleep, but you still need to get the right amount of hours of sleep to actually benefit from this and actually reap the true benefits of physical fitness. And then along the lines of, like, when you're looking at reducing heart attacks or other health issues and managing your weight, these things all tie into one's overall mental health. When you think about what a person would go through if they do have a heart attack or if they have other health issues, what that does to them mentally, and then you look at a lot of what's happening with social media when you're talking about managing someone's weight and how they view themselves. So the reality is, when you start to manage your weight, you'll feel better for numerous reasons, and um, so it's not just going to be, oh, I improve my sleep. There's other factors to it. So it's going to be a delicate balance that you have to kind of figure out what's best for you to really, really reap the benefits. So here's a sample routine, and it's not, I didn't go in depth on the routine. I really just kind of broke down the days that um, you can build your routine around. So like first would just be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday for about 45 minutes or 50 minutes per workout. And this could involve, it depends on your goal, right? I don't personally, and through research, I don't think that one activity is better than the other when it comes to physical fitness and and how it benefits you mentally. Some people are just runners and they go out and get their cardiovascular fitness. They get their run in and they feel great. Other people will bike. They'll get their 45-minute bike ride in. They'll feel wonderful. Other people are just weightlifters. So figuring out what your goal is and what you would like to do is the main thing here. But what I'm trying to do when I build a sample routine is give you the days to set aside um, some time for your workout. So again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be one type of routine. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, if you want to give yourself a little bit more time or some more freedom during the week, and then you can also do a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then you still leave the weekends. And this just depends. Again, it depends on your schedule and what you can fit in there. There's no right or wrong. There's no routine. Again, there's no routine that I would choose over the other. Me personally, because I've been doing it for so many years, my routine is more 6 to 7 days of training, and I normally will incorporate weightlifting and running as well. And I normally will run 4 to 5 days a week, and my mileage will um, vary depending on if I'm training for an event or whatever the case may be. And my weightlifting is pretty consistent as far as my schedule. Again, this is from 10, 20, or 10 to 12 years or so. No, it's probably about close to 15 years of working out. So things fluctuate, things change, but again, the one thing is you got to build something that will work for you, something you can stick to, and then stay consistent there. The time that you use to work out, it's really got to be non-negotiable as far as what you when you say, oh no, it's okay, I will do it later. You got to make time, and now that I've kind of discussed the benefits that can be had by doing this workout or building yourself a schedule and the mental benefits that you can have, it's definitely very, very important, and I would highly recommend it. So, give me the routine, and the reality is, in conclusion, physical fitness leads to improved mental health, and I personally believe, and experts would agree, that it leads to a happier life. With COVID, with all the other things that are out of our control, the one thing that we can control is getting up, getting out, and getting active. So I suggest get out, get up, get active, and as long as we do that, you will be able to reap the positive benefits of working out when it comes to your mental health. Hope you enjoyed this presentation, and thank you for showing up.